I'm an early bird too. I love getting up early, and I like watching the sunset too. But I'm asleep
Hmm.
by 9.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay, so for someone just beginning their healing journey and feeling overwhelmed, which does happen, what's one simple mindfulness or meditation practice they can start today?
Well, I mean, all the things that we talked about, are mindful practices. Taking a walk in the forest, just sitting and listening for a moment. I mean,
Starting with
doing a journal.
gratitude, like you were saying earlier,
Yeah,
right?
doing the gratitude journal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, cultivate awe. Go to some place. That it's interesting. Awe is the subject of an incredible amount of research right now because people are feeling that the research scientists are saying that awe, what is the positive mirror of PTSD.
It's the
Yeah,
positive mirror of PTSD.
mirror of PTSD.
Hmm.
That's what they're finding now that
Hmm.
that experiencing awe immediately restructures parts of your brain. Just like PTSD, it immediately
Yeah.
restructures your brain. It changes the physical structure of your brain immediately. But so does awe.
Oh,
Now, not
wow.
as quite as powerfully as PTSD, and you have to cultivate it a little bit more because your survival instincts
Yeah.
are so much more powerful
Mm-hmm.
than your desire to be in beauty. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to work at it a little bit more. But the more you can experience it and go to a place where you do that, I mean, I used to. My wife says now that I'm a sap because I cry at the drop of a hat.
Oh, I love it.
Uh, I see an ASPCA ad, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah, no, yeah, yeah, no.
oh.
I don't watch those. No, I don't watch those.
um, but compassion. Um, compassion. The word is interesting. It doesn't mean sympathy, and it doesn't mean empathy. The word "com" comes from means with,
Mm.
and passion means suffering, like the Passion of Christ.
Mm.
So compassion just simply means the ability to be with suffering.
Oh, like to have the capacity to be able to do that.
To be with suffering.
To
Yeah.
be with suffering.
Like
Okay.
you have a friend who's just experienced some tragedy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you can go and sit down beside him, and it's uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but you have compassion. Because of your compassion, you can sit next to him, pat their knee, and say, I don't know what to say, but I'm just here.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that act of being with it is so powerful. And unfortunately, we can be so compassionate for others and be so little compassion for ourselves.
So true.
So I would say, especially for trauma, survivors, where I would go first is I would go to Kristen Neff's website, KRISTINNEFF. And she is the grand guru of self compassion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's got something called a self compassion break.
Mm.
And I would take that practice, which basically the practice has four parts. One is when you are suffering, when you are discomfortable, when the thoughts start to come up. First, you acknowledge them and say, this is suffering. This is suffering. This is what this is.
Acknowledge it.
I am suffering. I'm suffering, and then you not you popularize it by saying, other people suffer too. I'm not alone in this.
Mm.
I'm not the only one that has suffered trauma. I am not alone in this. And so you create that connection. And then you say, and then you just simply, pray, not pray, but affirm, you know, may I be kind to myself. And then follow it with maybe putting your hands over
Mm-hmm.
your heart or stroking your hand because we're mammals. And that connection, even if we're connecting ourselves,
Right.
you know, is powerful, and she's amazing.
I have to
And
check her out.
I think that a self compassion practice would be a great place to start.
It's so something we put last, and we don't even think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just remember when I was in survival mode, and had the victim mindset. It was just get through the next moment, get through the next moment. Like, go take care of myself. Are you kidding? And then I got to the point where I acknowledged that I needed to start doing that. And then there was the guilt, right? So then I went to the transition of, okay, like if I felt tired and I wanted to go take a nap, even though I had the time for it, I would still feel guilty. Oh, you're being lazy. You're being, and then now I'm like, no, I'm tired. I'm going to go lay down, and I've arranged it in my schedule, and that's the way it is. And it's
Yeah.
been a life changer, and it's a process too, because like it was just a year ago. You talk about that voice in your head. I was walking out of the bathroom, and I don't even remember what I was thinking about, but this vicious voice came out of nowhere in my head and was just I literally, as soon as I heard it, I stopped. I physically stopped in my tracks and went, "What?" And it was this awful voice just beating me up, and I'm like, "Oh no." And I used to just let that stuff roll all the time. But that was the first time like it was screaming at me. It was, and I stopped. And I'm like, "Oh no. Oh no, we aren't having this. Absolutely not. Nope.
Nope.
Not thinking like that." It was so bizarre. But it was just one of those moments where what hit me at that time is I realized that probably, years ago was in my head all the time, and I just fell into that belief. I fell into that belief of that person screaming in my head and telling me what an awful person I was. I believed it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. No, it it reminds me of my mother. We were in Germany. The only time I've been to Europe, I was 14 years old, and she took me to visit some of her birthplaces. And we were in Germany, and we were in Frankfurt, and there was this clerk who was just terribly rude to her, just so rude to her. I don't remember that, but I do remember she was very dramatic. She was 4'11", 4'7", and she was just a very dramatic woman. Anyway, I remember she goes, "Ich bin raus die Deutschland." I am going out of Deutschland, out of Germany. I'm leaving Germany. So it reminds me, but you said, no, I am leaving that thought.
Yes.